guys, this is Harp Girl with How to Tune Your Harp. Now, I may have made a mistake in not teaching this sooner to you because you could have been playing untuned harps all this time and I wouldn't have known. But today I'm going to teach you, and all you really need is your tuning key. They can also be known as tuning wrenches if you're looking it up. And then I also use an electric tuner. Even though I've been playing all these years, sometimes my ear gets off and then you'll tune your entire harp wrong, which is not fun. Originally, when you first get your harp, you're going to have to be doing a lot of tuning because the tension in the strings needs adjustment. And when you're first getting the strings, they haven't been stretched out a ton, so they have more and more and more stretching that they need. So as they get older, they're mature and you won't have to tune your harp as much. But anytime you're going from a hot to a cold location, or from a cold to a hot location, the temperature change is actually going to mess with your strings. Even humidity will mess with your strings. And so you want to make sure whenever you're performing or transporting your harp that you are checking if it's tuned. Now also, I've heard different techniques of patterns that you tune the strings in. I think it's best, especially when you have different kinds of strings, to tune the middle octaves, the lower octaves, and then the higher octaves on your harp. The main reason being, a lot of harps will have gut strings in the middle and metal strings on the bottom and the nylon on the top. And the metal strings typically don't need as much tuning. They usually stay where they're supposed to be at. But the gut strings move around a lot more, and then because it's a larger string, it affects the tension in the soundboard. And when you affect one area of the soundboard, it affects other areas of the soundboard. So it's best to get the strings that are going to affect the soundboard's tension the most done first, so you don't have to retune all the strings you did before after you did those lower octaves. So another, variable to think about is what hertz you want to tune your harp to. Most instruments do 440. Now, your tuner will be set for you. Mine just says 440 HZ, and that HZ is for hertz, and that's measuring the wavelength of your notes. So I could tune a C in 440, and then if I wanted to be playing everything in 444 hertz, it would be considered out of tune. So you wanted to predetermine who you're playing with, because a lot of times, like orchestras and different groups will be playing with 440 hertz. So you want to make sure that that's what they're playing with, so that you're in tune with them. Typically most instruments in the US use 440. I think internationally, because it's a different custom and culture, sometimes they use different frequencies, so you just want to double check. I'm not positive on that. I have heard that using different frequencies is actually more healing or more full of revelation. Really, I think it accesses different parts of our hearts and grabs our subconscious attention in different ways. So I think it does cool things and it's fun to play with. Another thing is you don't want to overtune your strings. So say my C is a complete step down from where it should be. If it's new, it's fine to tune it all the way to where it's supposed to be, but if it's a string that's been there for a long time, you want to be careful tuning it too much, because too much change in tension too fast can cause it to pop. And I know this is a fear of having a string popping while you're tuning it. I've had it happen. It is really, really scary. But it can't get you, because what happens is the breaking point will either be up here at the tuning knob or it will be down at the soundboard. And so there's no way that the string is going to come flying upward at you. It's going to either fall down, or if it comes up, it's going to be more away from you, because the soundboard is protecting you. So you don't ever have to worry about a string actually hitting you when you're tuning it, although there is the potential for them to pop while you're tuning. I'm going to turn my tuner on. When you play, it's going to tell you, when you pluck your string, it's going to tell you if it's sharp or flat. Now, in order to adjust the tension, if I want to make the string sharper, then I'm going to make the string tighter. I'm going to make this tension tighter. And if I want to make the string flatter, then I'm going to loosen the tension on the string. And because my tuning knobs are on a different side of the harp, the rotation direction may change when it's on the other side. Most harps have their tuning knobs on the right side of the harp. Mine are on the left. Doesn't really make a huge difference. But so I put my knob, or my tuning key. Most tuning keys actually look like a T-shape, and they're black and rubber or different colors. They really are all the same. You just need to make sure that they fit onto your tuning knobs. So I'm going to put it on there and pluck my string. And when I look at my tuner, it's telling me that it's sharp. So I'm just going to keep plucking it and loosening my string, which means pulling it, twisting it towards me in this case, to make it go to the right tension. Alright, so my G is now in tune to 440 Hertz. And if you're doing it by ear, there are specific intervals that you can play in to help you recognize where the other string's supposed to be, but since we're not, I'm just going to go down to my F. And that's also a little bit sharp. And the thing is, you have to get used to the tension. Like I just went too flat, so I'm having to re-sharpen it, and that's right about at F. When you adjust larger strings, you're going to be making much more of a rotation. So say my C all the way down here is just a little flat, then I'm probably going to tighten the string a lot. But when you get up into these smaller strings, these higher octaves, you only need to rotate your tuning key just a little bit, and that little bit will make a huge difference because the string is so short that any added length to it is gonna really like put it out of the place where it's at super fast. So that was pretty simple. All you have to do is put your tuning key on there, tighten it if it's flat, loosen it if it's sharp. And once again, start with these middle octaves, do the lower octaves and then the higher octaves. Let me know, comment if you have any more questions. And yeah, you guys have a good one and keep playing those harps.